everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rank Masters. I said it singular this time, not plural. I'm proud of that. I'm here with Trace.
We're never gonna get a clean intro.
We're not. It's impossible.
Hi, my name is Trace.
Hi, Trace. I'm Seth.
And I'm here.
Hi, here. I'm Seth.
It has been a day. It has been a long day.
Yeah, it seems like it. You want to talk about it a little bit before we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, or not?
I mean, it's been a lot of work. Some stuff I've been working on for my job has finally paid off just a tiny bit, but it's not been
nice.
Really things that make me feel accomplished. It's been kind of tiny busy work. So now that that's finally done, I don't know. And it feels like there's more on the horizon, so it just makes it worse. It's like when you finish something, but you know that just means that there's more work tomorrow. It never feels satisfying. That's just where I am right now. Hopefully it'll get better soon. Yeah. How are you doing? Are you feeling any better?
I can relate. I've kind of been doing a decent amount of busy work as well for a lot of personal life things. Mostly taxes. 'Tis tax season. Both by the time we're recording this and by the time that this video comes out, or this podcast, whenever this comes out.
Do your taxes.
Do your taxes. Don't not do them. Do them.
Actually commit tax fraud.
Please. Trace, are you sure you want to say that on the internet?
Do not commit tax fraud, legally speaking.
Committing tax fraud would make you a villain, and not even a very good one. Dang, I had a smooth transition for that, and then I lost it.
Not even a very good one. Unlike these villains.
So in case you missed it from the title of this episode, today we're going to be looking at the top 10 Disney villains. And in case you hadn't paid attention to Disney, there are a lot of good Disney villains.
There's a lot of amazing Disney villains.
Yeah,
actually.
No kidding.
We'll see. I mean, I've had a conversation with a friend for the very longest time of what's the best Disney villain song.
That could be a different list. We'll save that for another episode.
It's a whole different list. But then and then animated villain songs, I don't know. There's an argument there, and I'm happy to see some more representation for the Disney villains because those are the gay ones.
Yeah, one downside of Disney villains is that because they're so consistently well written and also gay coded, it's kind of led to a belief that gay people are evil, which
it has not done
little
that
iffy about that. Yeah, I don't know. It's led to that perception in some people's minds, but them being gay coded means that they are fantastic villains. Because goddamn, are they sassy?
Well, yeah. I mean, is it the reason that a lot of villains are gay coded is because back in old Hollywood, you had to have some type of negative perception of a gay person, and that
you had to
you had to in your it was a requirement that you couldn't have a gay person if they didn't die, or if they weren't a negative portrayal.
Weird. Okay, I did not know about this interesting historical thing. If that's true, that's wild.
Yeah, it's just the way that it's the way it started. It's where the bury your gays trope kind of really took off. I mean, the bury your gays trope is older than that.
Yeah, it's been around for a hot minute.
But it really took off in Hollywood and movies because of that.
Interesting.
There you go, fun fact.
I didn't know that was a requirement. I knew a lot of people wanted to do that when they were making movies just because they themselves did not like gay people. I didn't realize that was a requirement. That shakes things up a little bit. Huh.
Yeah, so even if someone wanted to have a gay representation in their movie somehow, or even just a queer-coded character,
they have to be evil or die.
Or evil.
Weird. Huh.
Sometimes both.
Well, fair enough. Well, okay. You know what? Shall we go ahead and just get started with this list? Because
yeah, sure, why not?
Talking about all this gay coding in a list of fantastic Disney villains,
it's making me gay.
It's making me even gayer, but also making me more attracted to number 10 on this list. It's gonna make sense. Don't react like that.
Attracted to number 10.
Number 10 is Gaston. What? Really?
Gaston is the least attractive Disney villain.
Physically, he's great. And he has a great voice, I'm not going to lie. His voice is phenomenal.
He's exceptionally good at
Yeah.
What is it? What's the word for spitting that he uses?
Spittoon.
No, he uses like a really long word, like something itating. It's like a really long fancy word for spitting.
I'm gonna be palpitating. Is that the word you're going for?
No, not palpitating. I want to say pontificating, but I also don't know if that's correct.
I'm trying to remember the lyrics of the song. I don't remember that being a part of it. I remember him spitting. I don't remember him using a fancy word for it. But yeah, Gaston, number 10. He's the villain from Beauty and the Beast, in case you somehow haven't seen that. This is specifically talking about the original animated one, because we, in the modern age, do not like quote-unquote live-action Disney movies.
Do we?
Huh? Yep.
There's only been one good live action Disney movie.
There's only been one good live action product.
Yeah, ever. Completely.
Ever. This is actually
and that's
animated.
The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book was actually kind of good.
It wasn't. I don't know if it was good, but it wasn't bad. Like the rest of the live action Disney ones are bad, but that one was all right. I can't get mad at it. But yeah, Gaston, Beauty and the Beast. It says that this villainous creature is such a hypocrite. He calls Maurice crazy, all because of and for being an inventor of technology, but also suggests Belle stop reading those books and get her head out of reading them. All in life, even through a book, demystifies technology.
Expectorating.
Expectorate. That was the word you're going for?
Yeah. What does that word mean, Seth? Look it up.
I don't want to look it up. I have a list in front of me. I'm going to look only at the list.
Okay, fine. I'm looking it up. Cough or spit out phlegm through the throat or lungs. He's exceptionally good at expectorating.
I mean, spitting. I'd rather the phlegm be outside his body than in. It's just nasty. I hate.
I am proving a point here. I was right. You were wrong.
I never said you were wrong. I never disagreed with you. I just didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Anywho,
sure.
Fun fact, in case you couldn't tell, this is that community voted on website. So
is this that same?
Yes,
it's the one from the
Perseus must Google Gorgana. Yeah, that one.
Google Gorgana. Yeah.
So we're gonna have a few wild comments like the one I had just read earlier, but I'm not seeing any crazy ones for Gaston. At least I see one calling him a chauvinistic, sexist, and arrogant hypocrite. Which
exactly.
Is
that's why
true.
He's not attractive.
Yeah. God, I mean, again.
He is not attractive. I have never, in my gay little life, looked at Gaston and thought, man, that man is attractive. Nothing.
Fair enough. You're
Even when I was a kid, I was like, why is everyone swooning at him? He's kind of gross.
It's all the chin. It's mainly the chin. Let's be honest. You know?
Someone's got a chin kink, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, don't judge people.
Okay, wait. I need to make an apology.
Yep.
I need to make an apology. Yep. Everyone out there who is into feet. I'm so sorry. I acted in a rational manner.
For anyone who's just hopping into only this episode and hasn't seen our previous ones, this is coming way out of left field.
Yeah, I understand that I was coming from a place of anger and judgment, and I'm sorry to all my feet freaks.
No,
you're valid.
Is that what they actually call themselves, feet freaks?
I don't know. They're weird.
That's phenomenal alliteration, if so, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Y'all can have that one for free.
Feet freaks. I kinda like that name. But yeah, there's not very many weird comments for Gaston. There's one calling out one of the other villains on this list, saying, why does this villain belong above Gaston? But I disagree. I think all the other villains above Gaston deserve to be above Gaston, but Gaston's still a good villain.
I don't know. I think he should not even be on the list. He kind of sucks.
Oh, really?
Do you think Gaston is into feet? Maybe that's why I never liked Gaston. I had those feet vibes from him.
He wants Belle solely for her feet pics.
Yeah, I mean, I guess no, we can't say that because Prince Charming is definitely in defeat,
Prince
right?
Charming
From Cinderella.
How is Prince Charming not a villain?
Because he's just a prince.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's like, I don't know where you're going with this. He's not a villain. He is. Why? Because he's in defeat? Do you need to make a feet apology now?
No, I will never apologize to my feet friends because they understand. They understand that when I tease them, it's from a place of tease, not earnest. I don't actually hate feet.
I don't hate feet either. Just
I have two of them. They're necessary for me.
I'm gonna have to make a whole other apology the next episode.
Yeah. You're gonna actually revoke your apology that you made this episode and say, nope, you're back on hating feet friends.
Feet friends.
Wow. Okay. Tangents aside, should we go?
No.
Sorry, I had to do that one thing you said Gaston did.
Expectorating.
Yeah, I had to expectorate.
Yeah. It's a new
you,
word for you.
It is a new word for me. I'm one of those people that, like, if I hear a new word and learn it properly, I will use it constantly. It sucks. But is there any other comments you have for Gaston other than you never thought he was that good of a villain?
I mean, I think the person who killed Bambi's mother is a better villain, and we only got to see him in one scene, so that's all I've got to say. Gaston, bad.
I think the person who killed Bambi's mother is a more evil villain for sure, but I don't know if it's a better villain. It's hard to classify quality of villainy when you only have one scene. The villain of Bambi is man. That's the real villain. Yeah.
Yeah.
The entirety of humankind. Actually, yeah, now that you mention that is worse.
That is worse. Humans? Blech, gross. Who the fuck? Wait, can we curse on this?
Yes! Have you not been?
I don't know.
We've had 4 episodes so far, constantly swearing like sailors. Yes, of course.
I don't know. Well, fuck humanity. Embrace being a little creature.
True. Yeah. Dude, we were talking about foot fetishes earlier. How could we? Why would that be okay and swearing not be?
You know what? We're in a weird world. Okay?
We are in a weird world. We're in
a weird world. What's
all
number
right.
9?
Number 9. Time to move on to number 9. All right. Have you ever seen The Emperor's New Groove?
Yeah, of course.
It's Yzma.
It's
Yzma. It's Yzma.
Yzma.
They were pronouncing it wrong in the movie. It's Yzma.
No, it's Yzma.
Okay, fine.
And that's too close to jizz for me for some reason. Yzma.
Okay, Yzma. Now that connection has been made, I'm not going to be able to unmake that connection.
You're welcome, Yzma.
Why'd you do that to me, Trace?
Actually, I like Yzma a lot.
She's a great villain.
She's probably one of... She turns into a little creature.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, the comment we had on Gaston was saying, like, why is Yzma above Gaston? I'm like, honey, you need to watch this movie if you haven't, because she is phenomenal. Holy shit.
And I don't know if you know this. There's a song that Yzma was supposed to sing.
Yes! That
was cut. Talk about good Disney villain songs.
I've heard it. I've heard it. It's so good.
Have you watched Kronk's New Groove? Like the sequel, the straight to DVD sequel?
Yeah.
The song, I don't know, like the best part of that movie is Yzma's song in that movie.
I mean, Kronk's New Groove isn't that good of a movie.
It's not that good of a movie. Considered. But that song slaps for some reason. Like,
yeah.
What is it? Help me to help you to help him? Something?
I don't know my memory of music is horrendous. You should know this. It's so
good. It's so good.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched Kronk's New Groove, the straight to DVD sequel of Emperor's New Groove, watch it for that song alone.
Or just watch that song on YouTube and don't watch the rest of it, because you're not missing out on the rest of it. But Emperor's New Groove, great movie, great villain. Yzma is phenomenal. I'm going to look through real quick and see if there's any good comments.
Okay. I mean, if you watch Kronk's New Groove.
No.
There is a weird scene where they make like raisin bread in a very sensual manner. Like Kronk has a new girlfriend and they make raisin bread in a very weird way. That scene stuck with me as a child. And I don't know
Really?
why. Yeah, for some reason I just thought about it a lot because I was like, this is weird. Also, it looks like they're making cookie dough and not raisin bread. Don't even know why you'd make raisin bread. But it stuck with me. Like, the way that it was animated was like kind of a little choppy, but also like kind of smooth. It was like this weird middle ground of animation that stuck out in my brain a whole bunch.
I've noticed that direct-to-DVD, like, animated movies just tend to have really inconsistent animation styles throughout it all. Like,
oh, it's bad. Like, straight to DVD, like, they have a lower budget and they're working on a different studio, and it's always not the best.
But, like, it sticks with you in a way. Like, it makes that movie feel so different, but still, like, it doesn't feel like it takes away from the quality, despite clearly being
lower
inferior.
quality.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I kind of like how it works in that case, because sometimes you get really choppy animation, sometimes you get really smooth, and it's not like a frame rate issue. It's not like one of those, oh, if you upscale this to 60, it's gonna fix itself. No, I hate. By the way, fuck those. Fuck those.
Fuck those people. We're conflicted on the feet, but you fuck 60 frames per second people.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. That's a discussion we can have another day, but I kind of like that inconsistency. It's fun.
Sometimes higher frame rates are better, though, because if we talk about, what is it, the Dragon Prince on Netflix?
I like the Dragon Prince animation style.
It gives me a headache. Like, I literally get a migraine when I watch it, and it makes me mad because I want to watch it. It sounds like a storyline that I would enjoy, but I cannot watch it.
Have you considered,
and I don't know why,
watching it at 1.5 times speed?
No!
Netflix lets you do that, and they talk slowly. They do talk slowly, so you would be able to understand what they're saying at 1.5 times speed.
No, probably not.
That might resolve your issue. You should try it.
You also watch things at like 3 times speed, okay? Like, I cannot do that.
No, 3's too much for me. Two is my limit. I can't do above 2.
Because when I consume media, I have to make sure that I am like actually consuming it and understanding it.
Yes.
Because I want to make sure that I know what is going on, which is difficult for my pea brain. But that's why, like, I don't watch a lot of shows consecutively, because after I finish a show, I'm like, I am done for like 9 months.
Yeah.
And then I can get into another show, because I have to be able to like actually consume it, be able to understand it.
Yeah, I think we talked about that a little bit in the Weirdest Jobs one episode, like yesterday. Not yesterday, last week. Last video. Last podcast episode. Wow, I had options there and I went for all the wrong ones.
Yeah, you went the wrong one, yeah. But yeah, who even knows? Wait, why did I say who even knows?
I don't know. Anywho,
anyway.
I do genuinely think, in the case of the Dragon Prince, if the animation style is legitimately hurting your head, hurting your eyes, giving you a migraine, maybe watching it at a faster speed. So it's just increasing the playback of the animation. So the frames are faster in that case. And it's not like through like the what's the shitty AI thing called? The interlacing. Is that it? It's not interlacing, is it?
I have no idea.
It's
the thing that all of our TVs come with now.
Oh god, fuck motion smoothing. It's good for sports and nothing else. But yeah, so like I think if you were to watch The Dragon Prince at that faster speed, it might help you. They talk slow enough for you to potentially still understand them at that higher speed.
You would think.
I don't know.
I have a dumb little pea brain. Okay?
Then turn on captions.
I always have captions turned on.
Yeah, I know.
And still, even I have to watch multiple scenes multiple times at regular speed with captions.
I think
so.
At some point between...
Check yourself.
At some point between this episode and next episode, at least try it. Try it for me, if nothing else.
Anyway, that's my thoughts on Yzma.
I forgot that's what we're supposed to be talking about, yeah. Now, there aren't very many notable comments. There's a few that are just like direct quotes from Emperor's New Groove. So like number 1, I know how to make Yzma number 1. First, we take the current number 1 villain and turn him into a flea. A harmless little flea. Then I'll put that flea in a box. And then I'll put that box inside of another box. And then I'll mail that box to myself. And when it arrives... Finish the quote.
Smash him with a hammer.
Smash it with a hammer. Conceptually, hitting people with hammers is really funny to me. I love that.
Okay. Talk about weird things that stick out in your head.
Hitting
Hammers.
things with hammers, yeah.
Hammers
are a great weapon.
Hitting stuff with hammers.
Uh,
It's great. Try it sometime.
It works. It's great. Yeah. There's a lot of people just loving how she's animated, how she's how she's characterized in this. A lot of people in these comments just they say she doesn't deserve number 1, which she's not number 1. So okay, fair enough. But
she's number 9.
She's
so
number 9. Yeah.
Yourself.
And then there's a few people complaining about why she's not number 1, saying that they'll burn you in the fire if you don't upvote her. So this is an active threat on this website. I feel legitimately there's no way to report comments. That's tragic. I can't report this.
You have to get to the CEO of all-time top
the
10s.
Top 10s. Yeah, you know what? There's an arsonist in the comments of Yzma's top 10 ranking section. So be warned. Be warned. If you don't upvote Yzma, you might find an arsonist in your basement. Or you
might be an arsonist.
Basement. There might be an arsonist. Just in general. Who knows?
Okay. You didn't get that joke either.
No.
Okay, I've got to talk about your outfit. I'm so sorry, people listening on audio.
Oh,
he is wearing a trucker's hat. And
hell yeah, I am.
And I just made a Jeff Foxworthy joke, and he didn't catch it.
Who's Jeff Foxworthy?
Wait. You don't know?
I'm assuming that's a celebrity because I don't know shit about celebrities.
It's a comedian.
That same thing. What's the difference?
And his biggest thing is you might be a redneck. And
so I'm just setting myself up for a ton of those comments, aren't I?
Yes. Okay. I am sorry. You look like you should be.
Fine, I'll take the hat off.
No. Leave the hat on.
No, hat's gone. I threw it. It's behind me now. So I'm wearing a shirt. It says howdy, and it has a cat in boots, and on the bottom it says say it back. And I think that's funny. And I thought to go with the I don't know, to go with the just general vibe, I'd throw on a trucker hat that I have.
So
because it's a good hat. I do like.
There are people who get angry for people cosplaying like being emo. I'm getting angry for you cosplaying being country.
Yeah.
I haven't done like general country activities for maybe like 5 years now. So I don't know where I'm coming from, but I just had to point it out. I just had to lay it out there.
I get it. I understand. We both got experience on farms and family and countryside, so I understand. I
One
get
of us
it.
Apparently more so than the other.
You significantly more so than the other.
You grew up. It's like you grew up next to a farm where you could get some osmosis, like culture just absorbed in. And
yeah.
I grew up in the middle of nowhere.
I grew up in the middle of nowhere, but I grew up on the internet. And there's a difference there. I think that's like the main thing for me is I told you where like my high school was, and like it was 15 minutes away because like middle of absolutely nowhere and all that jazz.
Yeah, you think you're from the middle of nowhere.
I know.
Someday you should go back to where I'm from.
Again,
I get it.
I don't want to dox myself.
No, you should not dox yourself. I'm just saying, after this, I'm going to send you a screenshot of a satellite image of where I grew up just for you to get the idea of what I mean by the middle of nowhere.
You know what? Sure, I'll do the same. How about that? That sounds like a plan.
I've been to where you're from.
No, you've been to where my parents currently live. There is a difference.
I have driven through that. Whatever. I'm not going to say the name.
You've driven through the town. You have not driven through where I was.
No,
I'm telling you.
I have not gone to the school, but
Anywho, we're from Kansas. This is Kansas stuff. We're beefing as country folk.
Welcome back to
supposedly.
Kansas Talk.
Why was that not on the list of podcasts that we could have been Kansas country folk? We could have been talking about the local politics of Kansas. They're stealing my goddamn cows, Sharon.
We're getting back to the commodity numbers now, and it looks like corn's selling at a high price yield. So if you're a corn farmer, congratulations.
It's me. I'm the one buying all the corn. I fucking love corn. Corn's delicious. Anywho, we've gone way off the rails of this Disney top 10 villains list.
This is what you get when I haven't had a moment to rest my brain.
Yeah,
my brain's like, oh, we're just going at all cylinders today. Let's keep going.
You just went straight from work to here.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Honestly, if you weren't expecting us to go off the rails on this podcast, I'm sorry.
You're in the wrong place.
We've kind of stuck to the general topic of the top 10 list for the previous episodes. That's not going to be true for every episode. There's going to be some. I'm guaranteed there's going to be at least 3 episodes before, before July, where we just don't finish the list.
Yeah, I mean, I'll promise you we'll at least finish the list, but it may be really quick right at the very end.
I think if we get to the point where we're like at number 5 and we're already an hour in, we should just give up. We're gonna be like, okay, we'll save it part 2.
Part 2 coming at you next time.
But anyway, we're gonna try and avoid that happening this time. We're coming back to the Disney top 10 villains list. So
what's number 8?
Number 8. Number 8 is someone that I think should be a decent amount higher. It's Ursula.
Ursula should be higher, actually. Yeah. Ursula's one of the better ones.
Ursula is a phenomenal villain. I loved Ursula.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look at what she could have been, by once again looking at the direct-to-DVD sequel of Little Mermaid 2.
I actually haven't seen that one yet.
You haven't seen that, where Ariel and the prince have a daughter, but she's banned from going into the water, but she goes into the water anyway. It's like the exact opposite of what her mom did.
Interesting. Okay. Fair enough.
Anyway, the villain in that movie is supposed to be like Ursula's sister or something, and she's not as good. She's very lackluster. But you watch that and you appreciate Ursula even more because you're like, this is what Ursula could have been? Horrible.
True. Yeah. I think Ursula just... It is charisma as a villain, if that makes sense. Like, she fully embraces her villain role. She openly, blatantly says horrible things will happen to you if you don't hold up your end of this contract, and I am a super shady and she screams villain, and she still convinces Ariel to sign the contract, and it makes sense. It's not like Ariel's being stupid and doing it. She's just good at she's got that charisma check, you know?
She is very convincing.
Yes.
She's really, really good. And also, her villain song is one of the best.
It's a good villain. It's a great villain song.
I'll say it's probably one of the best Disney villain songs. I'll concede that as much. And the fact that she is modeled off of drag performances makes it the best.
That's so cool. I think
if they don't have a drag queen in the live action Little Mermaid,
they better have a real drag queen.
I'm starting a picket line.
Has that casting been announced yet?
I have no idea. Maybe. I don't keep up with the live action ones.
I know some of sorry, I'm looking this up right now. I know
everyone got mad because Ariel's black now. And people are like, well, mermaids aren't black. And it's like, well, you probably kiss your mother.
It's Melissa McCarthy is Ursula.
That sucks.
I'm
gonna go start my picket line.
Everyone join me. Now.
We're going to Walt Disney Studios.
We're going to Walt Disney's Frozen Tomb. We're going to where they have his head in a jar.
No, okay. Have you ever watched Austin Powers?
I watched the first one. I don't think I watched the others.
We're okay, because I think it's the second one where he's cryogenically frozen, and then brought back to life. And it's something. But that movie, when I was a kid, I watched it and I was like, this is what they're going to do to Walt Disney. I was convinced. I was like, this technology exists and I cannot wait for Walt Disney to be brought back. Unbeknownst to me that Walt Disney, probably not the best person. And also this technology does not exist.
Apparently. Supposedly.
You can imagine my disappointment. Yeah, supposedly.
Who knows what the Imagineers have in their vaults?
We don't know what the super rich are capable of. It's like the conspiracy theory that like the super rich drink the blood of the young people to keep themselves youthful.
Yeah, those are weird conspiracy theories, you know.
those are the ones I enjoy. If you don't believe in them, if you start to believe in them,
it's a big mistake.
You're probably falling into like some really bad things if you believe into that.
And what sucks is that there's so many of them, and they're inherently designed to be impossible to disprove. So like if you spend too much time thinking about it critically, trying to disprove it, it winds up like it tortures you. But if you just treat it like a joke, like the joke that it is, it's fun. I like the funny, silly ones. I'm
right there with you. I freaking love funny, silly.
Who doesn't like funny, silly
theories? But Ursula, great, fantastic. Love her tentacles.
Go on another tangent about conspiracy theories. Thank you for bringing me back.
Love her two like little eel pets, and I love like the shot where like the eyes, like the shot with the eyes, and it fades, and it's the thing.
I think I know what shot you're talking about, but you're doing a pretty bad job of describing it.
I'm not describing it very well because I can only half remember that this shot exists, and I don't remember what it fades to or what actually goes on around it. We should have
all the Disney movies before doing this list, Tom.
Yeah, watch every really Disney movie before we started.
Yeah.
That would have been fantastic. No, it wouldn't have.
If we wind up like making our own list of something, we're gonna have to do like a little bit more research for them. This for sure. One of the comments here says that her laugh in particular is like the second best villain laugh of all time. The first best reportedly being Mark Hamill's Joker, which honestly,
okay, yeah, sure.
Mark Hamill's Joker does go hard. I'm not gonna lie.
No, he goes fine.
Really?
The oversaturation of that Joker makes me like him less.
I mean, it depends on how much animation you watch, I guess. Because fair enough.
Yeah.
Compared
that's
to
fine.
The oversaturation
it's like
of live-action Jokers.
Yeah, you're right. If you go to the live-action Jokers, it gets a little bit worse. So, maybe I'll give it to the Mark Hamill Joker. Mark Hamill Joker.
Yes. The Joker. Mark Hamill.
The Joker. The Joker. Mark Hamill himself.
True.
I'll give it to him. He's a lot better than the oversaturation of the live-action Jokers.
Yeah, holy shit.
But
back to Ursula?
No, sorry. I was about to go on another tangent
there for a moment.
Because I was going to talk about the Grammys for a second. That's like...
You know what? Have your moment. Go for it.
No, I'm going to say Beyonce was snubbed, obviously, but it's like Harry Styles, his album was okay. Like, it was fine. Like, it was actually a pretty decent album, but the fact that it got played so much and got pushed into our faces so much makes us hate it more. And that made it worse when Beyonce lost to him. That's my piece. I'm done. I've said my piece. This will be not current by the time this episode comes out, and that's fine. I just had to say it somewhere.
Yeah, this is coming out, 3 weeks after the Grammys?
I have no idea. It's still on the brain.
Yeah. We schedule our stuff a little bit beforehand, in case you couldn't tell, because more work now means less work later. And I like not working.
Here.
I like working earlier. I like getting shit done as soon as I can, so I don't have to stress about it. I'm like the opposite of someone with ADHD.
That's fine.
I have autism instead of ADHD. There's a big difference.
I think, and I might have ADHD.
Fair.
Hello and good morning, everyone.
Hello.
After this joyous break that we've taken, I had to do work stuff.
Imagine having a job.
It's all about having a job in the middle of
Illegal.
recording for your podcast.
Yeah, it sucks. Anyway, speaking of people who definitely don't have jobs, shall we get back to the villains list?
Being a villain is a job.
That's
all right.
true.
I am pretty sure the IRS has villain right next to politician. That's the end of the joke.
That's the end of the joke. Yeah.
Politician and billionaires. There we go.
Yeah, it's up there. It's in the same exact tax bracket. I get it. But moving on. So the last one we talked about was Ursula. Do you want to take a guess as to who number 7 is? Or not? Actually, I think this might be a little too early on in the list to start making guesses.
No, early on in making the podcast, I made you guess on one of the early ones too, and I think it's time for some payback. I think the next one on the list is going to be Sid from Toy Story.
Well, while I like that guess, I want to point out that there's not a Pixar villain in the top 10 of this.
There's no... Oh, so is it just Disney Animated
This is just
Studios?
Disney Animation, yes.
Oh, can I get a second whack at it then?
Yeah, go for it.
Maleficent.
Good guess. Do you want me to say anything, or do you want me to just go with number 7 and tell you what number 7 is?
Just go with number 7.
Go, all right, fine. Number 7 is not Maleficent, it's Dr. Facilier. Princess and the Frog.
That deserves to be higher.
Yeah.
That is a great performance, great animation. Villain song is amazing.
Friends on the Other Side. Oh my god, that one hits. That one hits so hard.
I don't remember what his motivations for being evil are in the movie at all.
Sometimes you don't need motivations to be evil. And I think that's my favorite part about good Disney villains is that sometimes they just are evil. And I think he was one of those without any motivations. I think he just likes dealing with demons on his friends on the other side, and he did a deal with them. And it's like, yeah, I'll get your souls. I got no problem with that.
That's fair. I think that's a good assessment. I was sitting here thinking maybe he had a motivation, or he made himself a bad deal or something. I can't remember. But yeah, no, I don't think he had any reason to be evil.
Yeah, I don't think
Ursula
so either.
was evil because she was kicked out for being evil.
Ursula actually had solid motivation in that she was significantly more protective of the sea. No.
Is that what you got from that story?
I think so. Yeah, a little bit.
I think you're reading into Ursula a little bit too much, but I'm here for it.
Possibly.
Yes, mama.
But I don't remember a motivation from Dr. Facilier. I just think he was evil. I think he just liked doing that shit. And honestly, live your truth, dude.
Live your truth. Feel your bliss. Be evil.
Precisely.
Did you ever watch American Horror Story?
No. Interesting pivot. No, I did not.
Because I'm specifically talking about
gonna go?
American Horror Story Coven. When they are in Louisiana.
Okay.
And I don't know, just for some reason when I watched Coven, it reminded me of Princess and the Frog. Because they are both in Louisiana.
Yeah, that would probably be...
Specifically New Orleans.
I mean, where else are you going to set a Louisiana-based show or movie?
Baton Rouge.
True. I mean, I guess, in theory, you could set it in Baton Rouge.
The Real Housewives of Baton Rouge. Is that a thing?
I doubt it. I hope not. I'm not going to look it up.
Have you seen the drama around the Real Friends of WeHo?
I've never even heard those words. I don't think those are words.
The Real Friends of WeHo.
WeHo
is a show that is playing after Drag Race now on MTV, and the consensus is it sucks. And the people on the show, the cast members, are saying that people say it sucks because they're gay, even though the majority of people saying that it sucks is the gay audience that is coming from drag show.
Yeah, if you put it exactly after Drag Race. Okay.
This isn't discrimination. Claim. Maybe your show just sucks.
Again, as someone who has never seen the show, interesting claim for sure.
And for all the clueless people out there, WeHo means West Hollywood.
Yeah,
I had to look that up.
I would have never gotten that.
I had to look that one up. I was like, what the fuck is WeHo? I kept on hearing about it.
I'm just an
like,
old country hick from the middle of Kansas. I've never heard of no wee-ho.
it reminded me of Wee Woo.
Wee
Wee
woo!
Woo.
Wee
Wee
woo!
Woo. Wee
Wee
Woo.
woo!
And that's all I could think about is the real friends of Wee Woo. So,
I'm sorry, I can't recover from this.
what, Dr. Facilier?
No,
I bet Dr. Facilier would also say the real friends of Wee Woo.
Yes.
Wee-Ho is a bad show.
No, I think he would just say the real friends of Wee Woo, and that's
Yeah.
just Wee Woo.
He would also say that
Mance has good taste.
it's just he's got great taste.
Yeah.
Except for in demon partners. Maybe choose a different demon partner.
I don't know. He could have had good taste. I think he just picked the wrong target. You know? That might have been
I guess. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows?
Oh, well. Yeah, number 7 should be a little higher, but I'm not gonna lie, I can only think of like 2 villains above him currently that I think he should topple. Because again,
okay.
Disney's got some great villains. But shall we move on to number 6?
Give it to me.
Okay, number 6. Why'd you say it like that?
That's a common phrase.
Okay, sure.
Don't make it weird.
We were just talking about Wee Woo.
How does Wee Woo go into making when I say horny?
Let's moving on. Number 6. We have Shere Khan. Or Shere Khan. Or Shere the Jungle Book tiger. The tiger guy. Yeah, I don't think he should be.
I think Shere Khan would be like a number 10, maybe. Just for the fact, he's made to be just like an embodiment of terror. He doesn't have personality or anything. He is just supposed to symbolize the terror of living in the woods.
I guess.
And I think he does a great job of that. And I mean, the whole entire thing, the whole entire Jungle Book scene with the fire and them fighting Shere Khan.
That was a good scene.
It's just great. It's really good early animation.
True.
Then it holds up to this day. And it's really nice. And I don't think he deserves to be this high.
I agree. I don't think he deserves to be this high. I know in my head who I want to replace him with, but I don't want to spoil who's not on the list. So
that's fair. That's very fair. We can talk about that more.
We'll talk about that when we get up there.
I think Shere Khan is an okay one. I don't think he would be this high.
He's a good villain. I like his embodiments of the danger and uncertainty in the wilds. I get it, but I like Jungle Book was more. Felt almost more like episodic in a way, and I feel like it didn't need a single central villain. I think having it split up into different sections and each section having its own antagonist makes more sense for how the Jungle Book works. You got Ka, you got the
King Louis.
Yeah, I had the name on the tip of my tongue, but if he were just a villain for one section of it, that would have made more sense to me. And they try to phrase him as the villain for the whole thing.
Okay. In my defense of Shere Khan, a video essay by Trace.
A video essay.
So,
we have 6 minutes.
The point is it's supposed to be showing that yes, the jungle is dangerous, but obviously Mowgli can overcome it.
Yeah.
He is very it's supposed to show that Mowgli is fine in the jungle. He's okay in the jungle. He can overcome the dangers of the jungle. But then when you get to Shere Khan, it shows that yes, he can overcome it, but maybe this is not the place for him.
Fair enough.
So I think it's a good movie. Maybe I'm gassing up Jungle Book way more than what it should be, but I don't know. I think you're tearing down my man Shere Khan just a little bit too much.
That's fair. For once, I do actually want to read one of these comments here because there is a good comment, and I think it's a funny one too. Let me get myself ready. What was that word again? I forgot the word. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Expectorating?
Yeah. Let me. Real quick. All right. He's not just my favorite Disney villain, but my top 5 villains of all time. Let me tell you why. Shere Khan was different from all the Disney villains. He was calm and seems like an ASMR guy at some points, but at the same time, frightening and cunning. I mean, he literally chalked a snake while smiling. Another thing is that his character development is priceless. The way Ho he gets angered with rage in the sequel is thrilling to see. Shere Khan is also a tiger, and they are my favorite animal, so it's nice to see a tiger villain, my two favorite things in the world. I hear how Hannibal Lecter relates to this, but I'm scared of watching horror movies, so I'll read the book very soon.
This is a person that knows themselves.
Yeah.
And I am for it. That is amazing.
I'm just interesting.
So this person jogged a memory. I forgot that The Jungle Book also had a direct-to-DVD sequel.
I mean, yeah.
And the only thing I remember about that movie is they gave Mowgli a love interest, and that's the only thing I remember.
Of course they did. Because what is Disney if not heterosexual love interests? They gave Stitch
Correct.
one in Lilo and Stitch, and no, he doesn't need that.
Oh, also, speaking of, like, gay coding, Shere Khan is gay.
Yeah, absolutely.
They made him a pompous old gay.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I also really like Shere Khan.
Maybe that's why he's an ASMR guy at some points.
He's an ASMR guy. He really digs. He likes Get Ready With Me ASMR with like the nails and like the putting on the makeup and like brushing the makeup on the microphone.
Oh my god. Sure. Yeah, I'm just trying to I'm trying to guess what the like age range of this commenter is, because they're too scared of watching horror movies. So they'll read the Hannibal Lecter book. They understand what ASMR is, but they don't understand how spelling works. I'm
shooting for a straight 35.
35 years old?
Yeah.
Actually, possibly.
Let me give you my reasoning. When
I
you're
can see
35, at that point, you at least know if you don't like scary movies. There are
true.
respectable middle-aged... I don't want to call 35 middle-aged. There are respectable 30-year-olds out there that are like, yeah, I just don't like scary movies. They're not for me. That's fine.
Fair
also,
enough.
some of us just don't know how to fucking spell. So
True.
leave us alone.
Yeah, some
And-
people do not know how to spell in the slightest. I don't know how to talk.
Me. I don't know how to spell.
Hi.
And I'm a writer for a living.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that 35 is my guess.
All right.
If you made this comment, tell me. I want to know if you're 35.
I was thinking younger. I was thinking around the 15, 16 range, I'm not going to lie. I'm not 100.
Not feeling it.
But your argument for 35 is making more sense the longer you went on. But, shall we move on? Because now
think so.
we've been recording for almost 45 minutes and we're only at number 5. So our tangents take a little bit. Number 5, we've got Jafar. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Jafar. That's actually really weird. Like, you said Jafar, and I was just like, yeah, he exists.
He's
definitely also gay, which makes me feel bad.
Yeah, this is true.
He's gay, but I guess he pursues Jasmine. That's weird. Whatever.
I think he just pursues, like, her position more. I think he's less interested in her in, like, a sexual way and more just in, like, I'm attracted to power kind of way, you know?
I think you're right there.
I think that's his position.
Yeah, it's really cool. He turns into a genie. He gets defeated in a very fun way. I don't remember a lick of Return of Jafar, so don't even ask me about it.
Yeah.
I do remember that Iago is a good guy, and that's it.
In the sequel?
In the sequels, yeah, he becomes a good guy.
I did not know that. That's cool, actually. Actually, no. I don't...
Gilbert Gottfried is our turncoating queen.
Turncoating? I've never heard that term.
A
That's new to
turncoat?
me.
It just means someone who goes to the other side.
Oh, okay.
I'm teaching you all these terms and words.
I appreciate it.
Welcome to vocabulary.
Them.
But Gilbert Gottfried is our turncoating queen, and Iago is a good person, a good bird.
A good bird. Who's a
sequels.
good bird? Who's a good birdie?
So
we're gonna give that bird many head scritches. I like Jafar. I don't think he's an amazing villain. I think he more just acts as a force to drive the plot, in my opinion.
That's every villain, okay?
Not really.
Yes. Yes, it is. The only problem that I think we're having here is that we have better ideas of other villains. Like, Jafar is a solid villain.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I think of Jafar and I'm just like, the other characters in that movie I enjoy much more. And I think it just outshines Jafar. And it makes it just, you look at him and you're like, okay, because like he has a character arc. He has a cool resolution. He has motivations. He has a cool outfit and a cool little staff. Like, there are so many things in there that are checking in the good for Jafar box. But it's just the fact that, like, he seems to just be one cog in the machine in the movie because of how the other characters are also just great. And the genie obviously shines him in every aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. I think because the movie is so focused on all the other characters, he doesn't feel as impactful, you know? And like obviously he is in terms of like the lore of that world, but I don't know, his I don't know if he had a character arc. I'm not gonna I think he didn't. I think he was just, I want power, and he pursued it. And that I don't know, he didn't really have much reason why. He didn't really have any lessons learned.
You are saying this.
Yes.
What does Dr. Facilier's character arc look like?
He didn't need one. He was fine. He chewed up the scenery when he was in it.
What does Ursula's character arc look like?
Again, she chewed up the scenery in it.
You are being a hypocrite with your
I am
with
being
your
a
criticisms of Jafar.
Jafar does not chew up the scenery. Jafar is not as impactful to the vibe of the movie as all the other characters. He's literally the least interesting character. Well, okay, I guess I don't know.
He's not the least interesting.
He's the least interesting of the main characters.
The monkey is the least interesting character. Abu is the least interesting character.
You're right. You're 100% right. He's the second least interesting. I'm like, in my opinion, I think even Iago's more interesting than Jafar for me. And
because it's our turncoat queen, Gilbert Godfrey.
Yeah. Even though I didn't know the term. But like I don't know. I don't like Jafar. I think so. These were the two villains that I think Dr. Facilier should be above. And I
would agree with you. I can see that.
Yeah. Let's just continue on with the list because we are clearly on opposite ends of this one.
Yeah, we're not gonna get anywhere. I mean, we agree that I don't know if he should be where he is.
Yeah.
But I think all of your points are very hypocritical, Seth, and I am slapping your wrist.
There's nothing wrong with being a hypocrite as long as you acknowledge it.
It is still wrong to be a hypocrite even while acknowledging
it. Agree to disagree. Anyway, number 4. And this one, I think this one belongs up here, despite my many, many qualms with how he is in this movie. We've got Hades. We've got Hades, Trace.
Hades is a great villain.
Hades is a phenomenal villain. He is... characterization is fantastic.
Yeah, speak of queens. Here we go.
I love Hades. He is not Hades.
Yeah, there's nothing about Hades in the movies.
From Hades. It's
not myths. True to the Hades and the myths. We all know it. We all get it.
We're aware.
Who cares?
Yeah.
That movie is like, you can like get a sniff of the myth in that movie. But it is a crime to say that Hades in that movie is anything but an exceptional villain.
Oh yeah, he is a phenomenal villain, phenomenal character. I love Hades. I love Hercules as a movie. Like as a whole, it is a great movie.
I wish they would have let him sing.
Yeah, I agree. I think Hercules should have. Hercules should have sang too.
Did sing. Thank you. He sang "I Will Go the Distance."
Words are hard, okay? You can't type. I can't speak. There's a difference here. I think Hades should have gotten a song. He seems like designed for the ground up for a song, and the fact that he just didn't get
like
one
he would have a
weird.
Flashy villain song that was grandiose and beautiful and gay and fantastic, and they just didn't give it to him because they were cowards.
I think if they had made a song for him, it could have been up there on the level of Friend Like Me. Like,
I think so too.
Like genuinely, in terms of style, in terms of presentation, his whole character, it's very much just if Genie from Aladdin were evil. You know?
I don't know if I would give it that. I mean, he does make the pop culture references and he's funny and whatnot, but he doesn't take it to that extreme. But I think it would be still theatrical and grandiose, and I'd almost give it like a Gothic church probably vibe to it as well. I think it would be more accurate.
Are you thinking like a mix of Friend Like Me and Hellfire? That would be an interesting fusion.
Hellfire is too introspective.
That's quite true, yeah.
I'm talking about like a grandiose Gothic choir and more of like I can't think of a good example right now, but there was some stuff that they could have worked with there. They didn't give it to him. Yeah. He was robbed from the Grammys like Beyonce.
Oh, come on, Trey.
It's fine.
Yeah, I love Hades. Great villain in this movie. It's a great movie all around. I would have loved if it were historically accurate, or at least if it weren't the single touchstone that so many of us had for Greek mythology growing up.
That's
let's
true.
be honest.
You're right.
When I was in elementary school, this is like one of my earliest memories of elementary school, is just like being in class and we were learning about Greek mythology, and the way we learned is by watching the Hercules movie. And I'm like, really?
Oh,
this is
that's
not
rough.
Yeah. Again, Kansas education.
Yeah, because see what we did. We read like the 12 trials. Is it the trials or what is the 12 somethings of Hercules?
He did 12 tasks. He was
anyway.
One of the crewmates from Among Us. He had 12 things to do.
we read that and then horrible
I'm sorry.
like that. And then we would watch the Hercules movies to compare and contrast how that movie was different from the actual myth. That's what we did. So very different from your experience, apparently.
Yeah, we didn't get that opportunity. Most of the people in my life, their only exposure to Greek mythology was through how Disney represented it. So I have spite for the Hercules movie because of that. I think if it weren't the touchstone for so many people of Greek mythology, it would be. It is a great movie. It's a phenomenal movie, great villain. I will continue to say this, as I've said multiple times. It's probably getting repetitive at this point. I wish it were more accurate. But you know what? The lack of accuracy is where we get this sassy gay guy. So I'm fine with that. You know, that's all right.
Completely fair. Trade-offs and trade-ins.
Yeah, for real. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Sorry about that podcast. I told Trace a joke, and we couldn't recover from it.
Sure. Anyway, we come back right in time for number 3, right?
Number 3, yes. Thank you for bringing me back. All right, number 3. I kind of mentioned this already, but Judge, I'm gonna boil this pronunciation because I do not know how to pronounce names. Judge Claude Frollo. It's the
Frollo.
Yeah.
It's just Claude Frollo.
Yeah.
That's like the easiest Frenchman name in the world.
What did I say?
Claude Frollo or something like that. It was wrong. I can tell you that much.
Fair enough. Anywho, it's the guy who sang Hellfire. It's the villain from Hunchback of Notre Dame. Or Notre Dame, if you're an asshole.
That's like calling out the University of Notre Dame.
Yes.
Sorry, we hate 2 types of people on this goddamn podcast.
No, you hate
Notre
2.
Dame
I like
fans, 1. Notre Dame fans, and feet people.
I knew that's where you were going with it. Yeah. In terms of villainy, realistic villain. I think this is the most real villain in the entire Disney archive. Because this is just a priest, basically.
Claude Frollo is amazing. Also, he's a judge in the movie.
Yeah, but he's a judge in the church, so shut the fuck up.
No, he's not. He's a judge.
Yes, in the church.
No, he's a judge.
Okay.
If he was a judge in the church, then why did he have to fight the priest to get inside the church?
Sometimes church people
Tell me that.
Yeah. No. I won't tell you that.
In the original story of The Hunchback of Notre Dame,
yes.
Claude Frollo was a priest.
Crawdaddy.
Like, he was actually a priest.
Yes.
But when Disney got it, they were like, we can't incriminate the church, so he's just going to be a judge. Separate from the church. He's a judge
whose main motivation is appealing to God.
Well, yes.
You know?
But they could not say that he was a priest. They decided to completely sidestep that. They were like, Claude Frollo cannot be a priest. He is a judge. So I do find it a little interesting that you thought that he was actually a part of the church.
I mean, he is essentially.
He is not. He's a judge. He is just supposed to be a judge in the movie.
All right.
Like,
well, they didn't do a good job of establishing that in the movie, in my opinion.
I'll give you that. It does feel like he's a little bit associated with the church, but he's not supposed to be, and that's why he has to fight the church to do anything. All right, and that's why Quasimodo goes into the church and he holds up Esmeralda and he yells, "Sanctuary!"
Yeah. But either way, very realistic villain. Very much a major Christian figure.
And I would have to say probably the best Disney villain song.
Phenomenal song, yeah. I knew this would be your number one on that list if you make that list. It's a good song.
It's a really good song. Like, even just standing alone listening to it, it's great. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah. It's very. I want to say juicy, but that's not the right word.
Juicy.
I don't know the other words to describe it.
It's like, really, I would describe it as crunchy. Actually,
crunchy is a way to describe music. That is a way that you can describe music.
That's fine. You're right. You can describe sounds as crunchy. I made a mistake. I meant chewy. It's a very chewy sound.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. I don't know what the right word to describe it is, but it's a deep, it's a verbose, it's an introspective song. It hits.
There you go. You just used a bunch of words besides moist. Is that what you said? Oh, juicy.
I said juicy.
Those are all much better words than juicy.
But I wanted one word to summarize it. Those were 3 different ones.
You cannot summarize a complex song like Hellfire in a singular word.
Watch me. Good.
Good? Fine. Yeah. That one works.
It's a good song.
Whatever.
All right. Yeah, I don't think we have any disagreements here. I'm not seeing any fun. I'm so sad that this one doesn't have good comments compared to the mythological beings list that we had on this. I came to the top 10s hoping that we'd have some like absurd off the walls comments like Perseus must Google Gorgana. And we don't. It's sad, but oh well, what you gonna do?
And none from our friend of the show, Hollyfoot?
None from Hollyfoot so far. I will say there are a lot more comments, so she could be buried in here. Like, number 2 has 134 comments, and I'm not reading all those.
No, you're right. You're completely right.
Maybe that's why. Maybe I should sort by newest to find the crazy ones. No.
No. No. That's not how it's going to work.
I mean, there's one that just says best, but that doesn't help.
Best.
Yeah. I don't know. Great, weird, good placements for him. I don't disagree with him, especially looking at the 2 above him, which... Now that we're in the top 2, there's 2 villains left. Who do you think they are?
Oh, you're going to make me choose 2 of them.
Pick either of them. Who do you think are in 1 and 2?
One of them's Scar, and the other one... I want to say Maleficent again, but it could also be the Queen of Hearts.
I mean, you said Maleficent for, like, number 7. Do you think...
Yeah, but...
Fair enough.
I'm gonna, fine. I'll go with Scar and the Queen of Hearts then.
No, you were right the first time.
Okay, it was Scar and Maleficent? Okay.
It was Scar and Maleficent. Yeah, Scar is number 2 on this list, and Maleficent is number 1. And I am curious if you agree with that ordering. I think that both of them should be up here in 1 and 2, but I don't know if I prefer Scar or Maleficent, because they are, like, neck and neck in terms of evil, you know?
I think it's hard nowadays to separate Maleficent from like the characterizing she's gotten from her standalone movies.
That's true, yeah. She did have... why is there no standalone Scar movie? Is there? There's probably a
here's some trivia for you. I know you like some trivia. What was Scar's name before he got the scar?
I knew it at one point in time and I forgot it. I'm sorry. I wish I couldn't remember. I know it means like... I know it translates to trash.
It's Taka.
Am I right?
Taka.
Does it translate to trash?
It's something like that. It translates to like useless or trash.
Yeah.
Imagine that you were born and your parents just name you trash.
Yeah. It's
How do you not grow up to be evil? Justice for Scar.
Yeah, I agree. I think in terms of these two characters, Maleficent is they represent two very different levels of that villainy spectrum, where one of them is clearly evil just to be evil, and one of them has like a pretty solid motivation to be evil.
I don't know. Have you ever watched the movie Maleficent? Because apparently Maleficent has a very good reason to be evil too.
I'm taking it solely from Sleeping Beauty here.
Sleeping Booty? If we take it solely from Sleeping Booty, then like
Anywho.
If we are only taking from the source material, Maleficent is a bad villain.
What?
That is my hot take of the century. If we
Why?
only take from the source material, when's the last time you watched Sleeping Beauty?
I think it was last year. I was still in college. We were watching it as one of my RA things.
What all does Maleficent do in that movie?
She puts a curse on Sleeping Beauty, and it works.
And she sits around in a castle for like the entirety of the movie until the very end. And I'll admit, she turns into a dragon.
She turns into a dragon.
But that's it. She does jack all during that entire movie.
Fair enough.
No, there's nothing to like. Even her demeanor is like just like grouchy woman. Like, it's not like the characterization isn't that great in the movie either.
Yeah,
that's my hot take of the century. I don't think Maleficent was that good of a villain. The fact that she turns into a dragon is her only thing that makes her cool. I think she deserves the spot that I originally said, just because she's iconic and she has great character design and all of that. I think she belongs down at like number 7 or 8. She does not belong in the top 3.
Why am I so easily swayed? I was ready here to like start swinging, like try to like disagree with you and try to convince myself as to why I think she belongs up here in 1 and 2. But yeah, you're kind of right. She doesn't do a whole lot. Yeah, this is true. I like her personality. Like you say, she's just grumpy woman. I like how she is just straight up a bad bitch who her whole motivation for this is that she doesn't get invited to a party.
Yeah, which is objectively hilarious.
That's cool. I think that's funny as hell, you know?
But does it make a good villain? Does it make it like, oh yeah, cool? Like if this movie,
I think it makes her badass. I think it makes her very like, I don't know. It's just the fact that she's just flying off the handle for fucking.
If this movie was not recorded, sorry, I'm still in music zone. If this movie was produced and made by any other company in that early, I don't even know what year it was made.
In the Disney ages.
Yeah, but if it was made by any other company, this would just be something that people would use as like, oh, here's another early movie that happened, and then not talk about it at all.
Yeah, I do think you're right. I think if it weren't Disney, Sleeping Beauty wouldn't have gotten the praise it gets as a whole. However, I still do think she's a cool villain. And
Maleficent would be forgotten to the ages because people would only talk about the 3 little fairies, the little triad lesbian fairies, and Sleeping Beauty.
I think for me, the fact that the rest of the movie is so boring, you know, I don't like the rest of the movie. I think the only actively engaging moments in Sleeping Beauty are when Maleficent's on screen. Whereas
the 3 little lesbian triad fairies are hilarious.
No.
Yes. No. When they argue and they're like, "Oh, her dress should be pink." I think it's hilarious. Slap my knee every time. So,
fine. I'll slap your knee for you. But yeah. So okay. So you think that Scar should be number 1 in this case? You think that Scar should be above everyone?
I think Scar should be number 1.
Yeah.
He's iconic. The movie is great. He has a good like character arc of actually succeeding in his goals, but then it shows that he sucks at those goals. I think his villain song is fantastic. I love the fact that he uses hyena sidekicks because none of the lions like him.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Like the characterization, the voice performance, everything about Scar is fantastic.
I think vocal performance is the best of anyone on this list, which is wild when you look back at the list.
Other
so
than
far.
maybe Dr. Facilier, best voice performance.
I don't know. I think Scar still takes it. I think Scar. They're close. They're close for sure.
They're
both great. But I just love every line is delivered flawlessly for Scar. I can't think of a single bad take. Which granted, I can't think of the same for like Dr. Facilier, but I think Scar's is more I don't know, iconic. It just feels
good. Like you're like Scar slaps.
He embodies the gaslighting, manipulative character that Scar is supposed to be.
Talk about a man who likes ASMR.
True. Fair enough. Okay, so now that we've gone through the entire top 10, I wanna point someone out who was not on this list that definitely should have been.
Okay.
Mother Gothel. On this, she's number 16 on this community ranking. She's from Tangled, in case you forgot.
I know where she's from.
Okay.
I think she's fine. I don't think
I
say she's better than Gaston. List. That's for goddamn sure.
Oh my god.
But maybe at number 10. Who's at number 11 then? Who just barely missed out?
I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's Chernabog from Fantasia. It's specifically the Night in a Bald Mountain segment of Fantasia.
Here's a little crispy little detail for the giddies at home. I've never watched Fantasia.
Okay,
so
that's fair.
I don't know who the hell this is.
That's fair. I won't spoil it for you because I do think Fantasia is good. It's worth watching for sure. It's a segment movie, so not. I don't know how to describe what all it is.
It's because Disney had to
be attracted to this character.
Oh my fucking God. Anyway,
knowing you and what you like, I think you're gonna look at him and you're like, oh.
Send me a picture on.
No, you're gonna
Discord
have to look it up.
Something.
You have Disney Plus. You can watch it.
Yeah, I can. You know, I'll go and watch it right after this is done. I'll go and watch Fantasia. Actually, I think Fantasia's like 2 hours long.
Is it that long?
I don't know. I think it's one of the longer early features.
How long is Fantasia? I don't know how long that is. I could have sworn it was. I mean, longer for Disney is still not very long.
Maybe I'm thinking Fantasia 2000 is actually.
No, you're right. Fantasia is 2 hours. It's 126 minutes.
Ha! See? Huh. Bitch is too long. I'm not doing that shit tonight.
I mean,
I'm gonna watch something else.
That's a normal movie length, though. Let's be honest. Like, that's not that long.
That's the problem.
Fair enough. Fantasia 2000 is only 75 minutes.
Yeah, Fantasia 2000 I've actually seen, and it's not that good. So
yeah, it's not the best. I do the original Fantasia is worth watching though. Highly recommend looking it up at some point.
Okay, fine. What is number 12 then? Since this one doesn't count in my brain.
Professor Ratigan from The Great Mouse Detective.
Hell yeah, brother! We love fucking Professor Ratigan.
I knew you'd pop off for that one.
You're telling me Ratigan didn't make it on the? Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
I'm surprised Cruella wasn't on here. I don't think she deserved to be on here, but I think in a community ranking, I think a lot of people like her.
Yeah, that's fair.
Other characters down here that
my grandma was killed by puppies.
Nah, not again. You have two of those. You have two grandmas.
You have multiple grandmas. They're like a dime a dozen. They can get killed by puppies a couple times.
Oh my God! Hello. Yeah, Captain Hook is down here, which. I don't know if that's that surprising. Peter Pan's not really about Captain Hook. It's more about Peter Pan.
Yeah, who fucking cares?
The Wicked Queen from Snow White.
Yeah, who fucking cares?
Yeah, not really. Mother Gothel, I still think she should have been up there.
Number 10, maybe.
Bellwether from Zootopia is down here. She should
cares?
Not be on this list at all. She was a horrible villain. She was bad. Just objectively bad.
Sorry, she was bad.
Yeah.
Because she's I don't think you understood the joke. Sorry. Let me say it longer.
I heard the joke. I was just gonna move past it. But sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you didn't understand it, it's because she's a sheep and sheep make ba noises.
Uh huh.
So when I say bad, Are you catching up with it yet?
I'm sure the audience is caught on. Please don't insult their intelligence.
I'm
further.
insulting your intelligence. I'm
I'm
sure the audience got it right from the beginning.
I got it too.
Then laugh at my jokes next time, Seth.
It wasn't that funny.
My jokes are hilarious.
Well, you want to know what's really a joke?
What?
Dr. Doofenshmirtz is number 20. And
this has been Rank Masters.
We had the exact same idea there. I love it. Thank y'all for watching. This has been Rank Masters. This episode has been a mess. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is the messiest episode we've had so far.
I think so too. If you enjoyed it and you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching it anywhere else, leave us a rating and kiss a hamster.
Please do. Find a hamster. I don't care which hamster. I don't care where. Just kiss it.